One of a Kind with Rob Van Dam is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
One of a Kind with RVD is presented by Get Blitzed, and you can get 15% off your order when you head to get-blitz.com and use promo code RVD. Get 15% off.
Like that, but whatever. I'm just hoping that after this document, because whatever's on there anyway, you know, is their narrative, and you kind of got to see everything in life from that perspective. But I just think as much excitement as there is on this, I hope that they really deliver and have like a really good, interesting, well put together piece.
He didn't beat John Cena, that's for sure. Didn't do that. Rob, I sent you the little thing that Vince McMahon stated earlier today regarding the documentary coming up. We're talking about what's on Netflix and what's streaming. Well, Mr. McMahon's going to release this week on Wednesday, and Vince McMahon trying to state something ahead of the time. This is what he said here, Rob. I don't regret participating in this Netflix documentary. The producers had an opportunity to tell an objective story about my life and the incredible business I built, which were equally filled with excitement, drama, fun, and a fair amount of controversy and life lessons. Unfortunately, based on an early partial cut I've seen, this doc falls short and takes the predictable path of conflating the Mr. McMahon character with my true self, Vince. The title and promos alone make that evident. A lot has been misrepresented or left out entirely in an effort to leave viewers intentionally confused. The producers use typical editing tricks with out-of-context footage and dated sound bites, etc., to distort the viewer's perception and support a deceptive narrative. In an attempt to further their misleading account, the producers use a lawsuit based on an affair I ended as evidence that I am, in fact, Mr. McMahon. I hope the viewer will keep an open mind and remember that there are two sides to every story. Now, Rob, as we got ready to record this, Janelle Grant's attorney actually released a response to this. And she put, Vince McMahon physically and emotionally abused, sexually assaulted, and human trafficked Janelle Grant for more than 2 years. Calling his horrific and criminal behavior an affair is delusional and nothing more than a sad attempt to save his shredded reputation. Although Ms. Grant has not seen the Mr. McMahon docuseries, we hope it shines a bright light on his abhorrent and criminal actions by accurately portraying the realities of his abusive and exploitive behavior. Ms. Grant will no longer be silenced by McMahon. Her story, though deeply troubling and exceptionally painful, is one that can help other abuse survivors find their voices. We seek to hold Mr. McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and WWE accountable to give Ms. Grant her day in court. So, pretty lengthy statements there. Do you have any thoughts in regards to that? I mean, obviously the documentary is dropping this Wednesday, so there'll be more to talk about later on after the fact. But what do you guys think about that kind of statement? Both you and Katie can answer if you want.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing the docuseries. How many episodes is it, do you know?
Yeah, it's 6. I think it's a 6-part series. I don't know if they're releasing it all at once or if they're doing it little by little or something, if it's like going to be binge watchable or something.
Somebody knows. Tell us in the chat room.
Let us know, guys, if you know.
They always announce their distribution plan, right?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what Netflix does typically.
We binge watch it, or we got to wait like for 6 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like week after week there's a new one coming out, or if it's like in segments. Maybe the first 3 will release or something. I have no idea. Yeah,
well, I hope to learn something that I don't already know, about the history of the McMahon family and or the WWF, because, that's kind of the life that we chose and that we're in, and the history of it is pretty interesting. And, we know a lot. Hopefully we'll know a lot more. Hopefully there'll be some information that we didn't know, and hopefully some of it just not so bad. Like, I'm not saying like new information as far as like not necessarily horrific crimes or anything like that, but whatever. I'm just hoping that after this document, because whatever's on there anyway, is their narrative, and you kind of got to see everything in life from that perspective. But I just think as much excitement as there is on this, I hope that they really deliver and have like a really good, interesting, well put together piece that has a lot of previously unexposed information.
Yeah, I think we're gonna learn a lot about Vince in his younger days. That's what I'm gathering initially from it is like what he kind of went through maybe as a kid and stuff like that. Because you hear about a lot of different things that he might have went up and down through, but then with all these allegations breaking out, and I think the docu people had to kind of pivot with those news breaking as it goes on, and it's just gonna be really interesting. I mean, for wrestling fans across the board. Hopefully,
Let me ask you something. When you read Vince's comment, statement, how did it make you feel? Like, did it give you any hope?
In regards to like it being maybe like Vince's, maybe they did distort. Like Vince has validation.
It's just a reminder that there is always another side.
Sure, that's the other thing. I obviously it's like two sides to every story. Everything is all in the gray area. What we've been hearing is directly from Janelle Grant's party of what's been happening and the unfoldings of that. So there's certainly two sides to it. It'll be the documentary is really going to be telling in regards to the perception people will have of how Vince is portrayed. I think the public eye and what people will see. So it's tough. I mean, it does give you perspective. Vince's statement, like there is two sides to every story, but with all this stuff coming out about it, and then it going to federal court and getting looked into and stuff like that, it's a little more damning, it seems, than what a typical lawsuit would be. So, a lot of things to factor in, Rob, for sure.
Yeah,
pretty wild stuff, but. Yeah, crazy stuff. People are been talking about and will be talking about it. I know I see that Eric Bischoff will be reviewing it each episode and stuff like that. It seems I'm seeing in the comments. So
yeah, you can look at him and look at the camera at the same time.
It's tough to do.
I thought there might be a way. Like I always wanted, if I could push your window like off the screen.
Yeah,
it would let me do that and just half you. I could eyeline you,
So are you looking at me like you're looking at the whole screen, like what you see when we record, or are you looking at like a little picture of me? How's it?
Like a little picture. Now I'm looking, but now's the big screen, and now your eyes are even further from the camera.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Oh, really?
So it's better on the little screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, you can't read the comments. But if it would let me just push it up and let it roll up so that we cut them in half.
Mm-hmm.
Boom! I could even have your shoulders literally coming out of the camera lens.
Out of the camera stuff. That'd be nice. 3D action happening.